Hello everyone, here is Group 4. Our topic is Epistemology. First of all, I would like to ask you a question. 1 plus 1 equals what? Yes, we all know that 1 plus 1 equals 2, but are you sure that? Well, simply put, epistemology is the study of knowledge. In a narrow sense, this means studying what are the necessary and sufficient conditions for understanding a particular proposition. Epistemology studies the nature, origin, and scope of knowledge, epistemics justification, rationality of beliefs, and various related issues. Epistemology is considered a major subfield of philosophy, along with other major subfields such as ethics, logic, and metaphysics. And also, there are some epistemological questions like what is knowledge and how is knowledge acquired? What do people know? How do we know what we know? And is human knowledge trustworthy? Can our senses be trusted? In this chapter, we will discuss it. Well, epistemological problems arise naturally when a rational person is asked to believe a claim. Thus, traditional epistemology can be understood as a dialogue between skeptics who challenge knowledge claims and epistemologists who try to prove that the challenge claim fits the criteria.
So what is knowledge? Knowledge, simply put, is a type of cognitive success. More specifically, it's a familiarity, awareness, or understanding of someone or something, which may include objects called acquaintance knowledge or knowing by acquaintance skills, called procedural knowledge or knowing how, and facts called propositional knowledge or knowing that. Traditional epistemologists generally believe that propositional knowledge has three core parts: belief, truth, and justification. However, not all true beliefs constitute knowledge. For example, the philosopher Duke and Preacher argue that we could have simply had epistemic luck. Take this example. Imagine John believes he has a fatal illness and can help but believe such things. However, it turns out that upon going to the doctor, he's informed he does have a fatal illness, but he was right, but it was simply matter of luck. So knowledge needs a certain elements, justification on why one has good reason for holding their beliefs. Only true beliefs arrived way can be considered real knowledge. Therefore, many philosophers up until 20th century believed that just a true belief, or GTB, as a fully accurate description of the nature of knowledge. Unfortunately, that came down when philosopher Emil Gettier, in his influential 1963 paper entails, is justified true belief knowledge, argued that luck still played a role in knowledge, despite one having GTB.
So no blind faith, which means we accept knowledge to be true because we give it authority to be true, and there are two kinds of people. One is rationalist. These people tend to have excellent judgment and are not easily manipulated. And the other one, those people tend to be easier to judge by public opinion or the view of majority. And there are 7 kinds of schools of thought, including rationalist, empiricist, skepticism, revelation, intuition, local genius, and wisdom. The traditional centerpiece of any correspondence theory is a definition of truth. Nowadays, a correspondence definition is most likely intended as a real definition, as a definition of the property, which does not commit its advocate to the claim that the definition provides a synonym for the term true. Most correspondence theorists will consider it implausible and unnecessarily about to maintain that true means the same as corresponds with a fact. Some simple forms of correspondence definition of truth should be distinguished. So this is the strength and weakness. The most important thing is the weakness, including forthright circular reasoning, and leads to skepticism about the external world.
coherence theory is the preference of many idealists. For idealists, reality is like a collection of beliefs, which makes coherence theory particularly attractive. Coherence theory states that a proposition is true if it agrees with all other propositions that are considered true. Truth consists in consistency with a set of beliefs or a set of propositions that are believed to be true, not just an arbitrary set of propositions. To understand pragmatic formulations, we must distinguish between meaning and truth. A sentence only makes sense if you believe it will have an actual impact on your life rather than replace it. For example, there is a big hole in the middle of a cafeteria. Does believing this proposition really make a real difference in your life? If one thinks there is a big hole there, it's safe to assume that people will take a path that avoids the middle of the cafeteria. This example is an illustration of a meaningful proposition. Believing it, or lack thereof, has a real impact on one's life. But what about truth? Only meaningful sentences can be true or false. They are not competing theories, but different tools applied to belief to see if those beliefs are valid. So, there are some criticisms. For correspondence, a proposition is true if it corresponds to a fact. For coherence, a proposition is true if it fits in with our overall set of beliefs. For pragmatic, a proposition is true if it is useful or works in practice. A religious tradition is a constellation used to describe a common type of religion beliefs, practice, and institutions. Religious traditions are broad understanding of paranormal phenomena that arise in society and are practiced by groups and individuals. It is a fusion of philosophy, tradition, and science.